that tonight. And then after we have another kind of open discussion about this type of stuff, the next time I'm going to talk about the Dee Dee situation will be through receipts. I can tell you, and a lot of you know that I know them for a long time, and I could show weird behavior and we could talk about red flags. But at the end of the day, it's just a lot of open discussion. I think the live with Noelle and a few ladies brainstorming, putting their conversations and whatnot together is much needed. And after that, I don't want to really say what I did, but I can tell you that I'll have some receipts. And as far as receipts goes, I can pull a lot. But if you notice yesterday when I called Don, well, here's what happened. Let me backtrack. What I should not have said is I'll be going live later with Don, or I'll be calling Don on this live. Because as it looked yesterday, I was just going live, saying what I was saying. But the moment I put that out there, right, she did what she did. Because if you could hear at the end of the live when I did call Don, he was really weird following that text. Now, mind you, if you go re-listen to that live stream, the man says, thank you for all your help. Thank you for standing by me through this. Because I have been standing by Don. I have supported the man. And the reason I got that text today in the hospital was right now, I don't think it's good for me to talk to you guys because me and Candus are going to work on things. Well, the thing is, Candus is still living with Fred in a different state, not home. And Candus is still on the internet. You mean to tell me that Don cannot come on my panel and discuss some things? He's been on my panel a million times. But now, so let's just think about this for a second. Don can't come over here and just chop it up. And let me tell you, what his idea was, I didn't thoroughly agree with. Because I guess the way of justifying coming on my panel was him wanting to take accountability, him wanting to say his part of why Don and Candus are not together at the very moment. And that would be inclined to some domestic issues. Okay, some alcoholic issues. And whatever have you. I don't want to, say the conversation word for word because he was meant to come on here and kind of own it. But I did remember telling him before on the phone, dude, don't get on my panel. And what she's got going on, don't make it like it's your fault only. But who am I? It's an open panel for you guys to decide. And what I shouldn't have done is said it. He was going to come on later, or that I was going to call him. But what really happened? I told you guys yesterday, what I say matters. She listens. And she sped dialed on and she nuked it. She 85'd it before it even happened. But now what if it happened? What if it happened though? Why wouldn't she want Don to come on here and say things like, she left because I put hands on her, I was drinking? The thing is, there's a lot of questions, because if he was going to say that, which I'm positive he was, my question was going to be like, but Don, she's been planning this for weeks. And don't you think it's strange that if you guys don't think I was going to ask him if he's happy with the current situation? But what I was told is they're working on things. I don't believe that to be true. I believe there's a little bit controllingness atmosphere that we're dealing with. I actually know. But Don's not allowed to come on YouTube. So what I would ask is if any and all people see things like this anywhere around these YouTube streets, to please submit them to me. You can send them via email. You can send them via Twitter DM. You can send them via I guess I didn't send it there. Give me 1 second. If you see anything around the YouTube streets, it's important to me, but also others. And we're going to get into the whole situation here momentarily. I'm going to show this to you, then get to the comments. And I want to talk about a couple things. There is some Nicolina ridiculousness I also would like to get into because it's comical as hell. Okay, let's go there now. So if you see things like this, do me a solid and send it. And it says, this is from Candus and Pandrew's chat. Okay, I wasn't going to say this, but now I feel like I have to. I left because of abuse, period. Now y'all know why I left. The problem is Pandrew had about 200 people in his chat. But that's Candus's way of thinking, I guess. I can't really speak for her. But I do have a shitload of receipts. And I don't like doing lives like this where I don't necessarily have receipts. There's a lot of me telling you guys stuff. I do know I'm considered to be an honest YouTuber that doesn't do all these lies and grifts from people who support me and people who don't. Even my haters can't disagree with that sentiment. So we will have another live about this thing. But let me read the comments and just read the room before we continue. But yeah, she's still at Friends. Katie's in here. I will be reviewing the hatred of Satalina, hating on Katie for coming over here. And Katie doesn't love bomb me and none of that. There's a whole bunch of hatred coming from Saint Helena, the generic mean girl. And I have a lot to say about it. I'll be playing Blame Katie's video. Look, here's the deal. It's not a secret. I don't know how the hell I found Blame Katie's channel. I really don't. But I happen to like it. I think it's funny when she gets mad. I think it's funny when she's going at it with big channels and she's like, you and your big 20,000 subs. She says comical shit. She's entertaining. She's funny. And she stays on Ernie's show. I support that. Always have. There's no reason for me to hate on Katie. And then she gets really weird haters too, because why does she have to be trans? Like, I'm married, so it's cool for me to say this, but she's prettier than all of her haters. It's just really wild. Oh, BS told me about her, I think. But I'll get there towards the end. I want to discuss this stuff first. But just the gaslighting and the desperation from Satalina, who is one woman who could never and should never speak about anybody's looks. And for the record, the Mean Girls, that was retarded in high school. Like when I look at these Mean Girls on YouTube, it's like more like the movie Clueless. Remember with Alicia, what's her name, and the black girl? That's what like the Mean Girls on YouTube are. Like you're all retarded, and that shit was not cool 30 years ago. It's still not cool today. It's not cool to let a whole gang pork you, and then you still didn't get in the gang. Like, it's just comical, people. Look, people, anyone who is best friends with Ernie Shell, no thank you. Not my type of creator. And I don't want to do the whole roast now. Last thing I'll say until we get there. Lady, I've spoken with you on the phone. And one thing that you said that I'll never forget is, hey, it's cool. We can put our egos down. We don't have to play our characters now. Excuse me, madam? Madam, excuse me. I don't put the character on, nor do I take it off. You get the same white boy on and off the internet. But the very reason of you saying that puts you all the way weird. You're like weirder than Ernie Shell AIDS and him running from Donkey Kong just by saying that. And I have wifey as witness. And it's very strange. But let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. You hate the fact that I have befriended Benny Keys because I give the man a chance because he wants to be sober. You hate him so much that you're so stupid, and half of the gaslighting that you're asking somebody to do comes from him. And I know that you still talk to Benny. So why don't you ask Benny Keys, or do you want me to do it? If me beating my wife is true, is there receipts on that? Yeah, you're not going to find that.
She said that you have a conviction.
Conviction
you
of
even have a
yeah, no. I have a conviction for selling GHB.
Not for domestic violence.
Not a domestic violence. But not only do I have a conviction for GHB, which is something people use for steroids back in the day, but it's from 2003. Is 22 years ago not enough? Hand me a rope and I'll just kill myself. Because evidently going to prison for that and making like 8 to 10 YouTube videos about it is not good enough for you. I don't care who you have for you. I don't have who you care docs. Show otherwise. You can't. And it's old. And you believed gaslighting tactics. And that makes you a dum-dum. It makes you a dum-dum. You can't try to FOIA the when I was getting tased. Hey, moron. Hey, moron. Lean on in, moron. I was the first one to post that in my member section, right? And you realize I posted it because I beat all those charges. Did you know that? What's that? Did you know that? Wait, what's that? So whoever you have tried to do this search, me posting that, I got charged with like 9 different things. And I beat all of those. And that's on my channel actually for a specific reason. Because when the police charge you with things and you are not of guilt of them, there's what's that? What's that? Yeah. You're just a gaslighter who's big jelly. Matter of fact, Katie, are you still in here? Since you watch my channel so much and you hate Blame Katie so much, now you get to see her in blue. Now you'll see her in blue when you hawk. It should be easy for you to stalk her now. Does Katie have a wrench? Well, she's got one now. Because I'm going to love bond a little bit. Love bond? Isn't it enough she's supposed to be sucking your dick? I mean, come on now. Ooh, foreplay with a wrench. So there's a mod. Foreplay with a wrench. And you're just a moron. You're a moron that sounds just like all the other morons who think they found, white boy has allergy. Yeah, at 2003 I did. Yeah, I was 18 years old. Yep, Sure do. Never said that I didn't. But don't make it like 2026, lady. Don't converge the two. Don't make me being tased for a 2003 conviction. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then I have a lot more to say about that, guys. I'm going to stop right now because I already said way too much. But who cares that I enjoy Katie's channel? What is it your business that I go over there? What do you care? Why do you care she's over here? You have nothing more of a life to do than hawk the chat. Can we all type hashtag clueless in the chat? Let's get a whole bunch, and then I'm going to go back to my other subject I was talking about. Real fast, though. Can we get hashtag clueless with a whole bunch of shit emojis? Because evidently she's watching. Evidently she's watching. So as she's watching with now the person in blue, let's just give her something to look at. Why not? Dude looks like a lady. Da da da. Dude looks like a lady. Da da da. Dude looks like a lady. You know, and why do you call this lady a trans? Why? You're the dude that looks like a lady. You look like a female Ernie Shell. And then the epic comedy of Ernie dumping you with your gaslighting and then start roasting your vagina. You can't even make it up. You can't even make it up. But we will get back there in a little bit. Thank you, people, for dropping the shit and the clueless, because I guess that's the mean girls that they are. I mean, you can't be mean girls and you can't be clueless. The black girl in the movie, I forget her name, hot. Alicia Silverstone, hot. The one gothy weird one, hot. All hot. Who am I missing out of that movie? There was no Nicolinas in there. Oh, yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. There was a girl, even the girl that they transformed and made hot. She was hot before they transformed her. Like, you couldn't go stroll up and hang with them chicks. That's not hot. Yeah, Stacey Dash, that baby. Brittany Murphy. Hell yeah. She was hot. Thank you. You couldn't just waltz up there and be like, what's up? I want to get down with the clique. They'd be like, get your stank ass up out of here. Lame. That shit is lame. But anyway, back to the situation I opened this up with. We will continue that in a minute. So keep watching, keep hawking, lean on in, get a neck cramp. Get a neck cramp. Get a neck cramp. How you like that blue outfit I put on old Katie? Looks good on her, don't it? You like that? You like that? So back to this ridiculousness of me. I've been excommunicated, people. I've been X'd out. Well, what does that mean? That means that evidently what I said yesterday had a lot of truth to it. It had a lot of truth to it. Just like Nicolina, Candus was watching the chat hard. Just like Nicolina, Candus was almost sprung her fingers to, called on to stop him coming on, and I'm no longer allowed to talk to him. That's okay. I don't understand why, and I just wanted to say this stuff here, people. I don't understand why. If we can recap, these lives, you don't see any pictures of Summer Wells on them in regards to the Fred and Dee Dee stuff. You don't see that. I'm not going to clickbait. I'm not going to use it and put it towards that. And I don't have to convince anybody on the internet that I have not only been good, but supported these people. And the only reason of me doing these live streams is to show you pattern. Because I have been the one on the phone with Don listening to, I've moved in with Fred. He's got 2 houses. That was hurtful to say. I've watched my wife talk to Candus. My wife already knows that Dee Dee is dead, and then I've watched Candus lie to her. It's something that is very hard for me to describe. And it is a lot to take in because I'm thinking about other situations. And yes, Summer was involved. And I think that it can show people a lot of things. Just the situation with Dee Dee dying and Candus being there. So I have ordered something. I don't know when it'll be here, but you'll have a live when it does. And we'll have some receipts. But I don't understand that how I just don't understand that whole situation, how that went. I tried to apply myself in it. Like what would happen? It's kind of hard, but if I was to apply myself in it, I would have had broken up with Noelle. Gotten into such a fight with her where I've left before. Hey, I've done that. But this time I had a friend of mine who we both know come get me, and Noelle would have to know both friends. Okay? Noelle, you can jump on in here whenever you want. That's when you know she's not listening. And she'll talk all that shit. Did you say something? See, she's not even listening. Well, what's that, babe? What's the answer to the question? Noelle! Babe! Where you at, babe? Chuck, where's your mom at? Tell her to come here real fast. Oh. So, okay. So anyway, actually have a couple. I have some friends that. Did you hear the part about the friends? I thought of somebody who could I will. She's outside with the dog. Yeah, I saw that part. But what friends? What's up, Sayla? This is true, Debbie. This is very true, Written Stars. And how are you, lovely? I do not see you, Mama. What's up, Natasha? What's up, Carmen? What's up, Lurking? What's up, Jaded? All right, so I'll just say it. I'm just thinking of a lot, one couple that I could put in this situation. And there's friends of ours that their names are Josh. And what the hell is Josh's wife's name, babe? And why am I forgetting this? He subscribed to the channel. What's Josh's wife's name? And why do I not remember this? Man, I'm going to get roasted next time I see him. What's up, Jaded? What is it, babe? Josh's wife's name. Wow, she forgot it too. John, go ask her. What the hell? It starts with what's Josh's wife's name in St. Lucie? Josh's wife. Quickly. Stephanie. Jesus Christ. Okay. Stephanie. I got it. I don't know why I couldn't how I forgot that. Anyway, and they're like good friends. Well, I known Josh for like plus 30 years. He's been at my wedding and all that. Please, dude, I hope you don't see this. He jumps in chat sometimes too. This is not going to be good. Anyway, I get into a fight with Noelle and I blaze, and I go to Josh and Stephanie's house. Now, at this point, the roles kind of reverse because it'd have to be Josh that dies. So I'm there with Josh. He dies. I wouldn't let Josh die, though, man. Hell no. There's no way. And it's a bad example because the hospital's like 2 miles away. All right, whatever. Somehow, some way, Josh dies. Okay. Now I'm there with Steph. Steph is a good looking woman. She got big boobs, pretty face. Okay. I'm grieving. We're both grieving. Okay. And I'm not going home. Steph doesn't have a big family, but everything just got weird because what do I do? And why don't I go home? It's weird. And if I start staying there a long time, now this is just an example, people. But if I start staying there like a long time, well, let me stop the story right now and say something. Because Steph now needs money, this is why I can't go back to Gatlinville. We start doing yard sales and selling stuff. So these yard sales are going on. Somebody buys this from me, somebody buys that from me, somebody buys this from me, and I put an old 20 in my pocket. Maybe an old 50. I don't know. Gotta have that liquor. Gotta have that liquor. Then I go home and I start going on all these YouTube chats. How do I know this? Well, Fred was not buying Candus liquor. Where'd the money come from? Could she have gotten off the internet? She used to hit Noelle up. I don't have cigarettes, $20 here. Sure. But she stayed drunk. This is a fact. But I do that with Stephanie, and a week goes by, and this goes by, and Noelle is calling Stephanie, like kind of asking what's going on. I don't. Stephanie doesn't want the stuff all over the internet, is what she specifically tells Noelle. But then later on, I put it on a panel. I say it on a panel. But up until that point, people are blowing up my phone because they're mutual friends, YouTube people, whatever, friends, because they're mutual friends, and they know Noelle's hurt. They know that they want me to be back with her, whatever the case is. And I'm telling a lot of lies to a lot of these people, blatantly telling them that just crazy shit. And then a lot of people, not just White Boy, but a lot of people, when the news gets dropped on the live, that I say, oh yeah, Josh died. It's if I put myself in an example, and it's kind of weird, I can't really do it all. There's everything looks goofy on my end. What looks goofy is, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm going directly to the chat, and I want to hear your thoughts. Like, you have somebody who may or may not be going through physical abuse, dealing with their own alcoholism. No matter how you look at this, cared deeply for Dee Dee. And on the other hand, you have a mourning husband. Wife is gone. There's a dynamic right now that can be very dangerous, can be very easy. And let me pick your minds. So let's see what you have to say about it. Okay, thank you. Yep. Yes, Zep, that's absolutely correct, because you had people like Ziggy and these others that were saying that Candus was living with Rap, which that never happened, man. Rap, and here's another thing I don't understand about, I'll come back to your comment, Zep. What I don't get is how Don's not allowed to talk to me, but yet Rap can call and threaten Don. This guy says, we're coming for you. Okay. He then specifically said, I'm gonna take your house. We're gonna do it when you're at work. What? Now, this is prior to Don going when Rap was in Tennessee, after Don's hearing some of the malarkey going on. He drives and gives the man a Bible. From what I understand, Rap tore pages out of it. And then goes and does that shit after I'm on stream with him. Now, back to the Ziggy thing. Ziggy, that's probably, Rap may have told that story or whatever about the Bible thing. Who knows? I don't know why Ziggy was so adamant about Candus living with Rap. Okay. But that never happened. And he did at some point stay in Tennessee, some homeless camp or whatever. If you look hard enough, you'll find these receipts of him homeless or whatever and all this other stuff. He's packed up his backpack or whatever, his tent, and he's kept it moving. But the point is, it's strange to me that she can like utilize all these people, but not Don. Now, mind you, they're supposed to be working on it, and she's still not at Ben Hill. It's all strange. It's all strange. And we will get to the bottom of this Dee Dee and Fred situation, because there's way too many red flags, guys. But as of me telling you guys the truth of the matter within all this, I kept saying she's going to put a wedge in between me and Don. She's going to stop me talking to Don. And not only that, I told that to Don specifically. I feel sorry for Don. I know he's hurt. If it wasn't for Don Wells, we would have a lot less info on Summer. Don Wells, you could like him or you could hate him. When it comes to the media, when it comes to YouTubers wanting time and him to jump on panel, do an interview, it was all Don. It's always been Don. Sure, Candus came on Dr. Phil. Sure, Candus did a couple interviews in the beginning. But when you see the media, it's always Don. YouTubers, media, whatever. You don't have to love them. You don't have to like them, but you can't debate that point. It's very weird. I don't understand how, but it's okay. I knew this was coming. We said this out loud, and I knew this was coming. It's fine. He left me with, maybe we all could put all this behind us. You know, when we're one day happy family again. The problem is, you're not being fair to yourself, bro. letting this lady dictate what you can do living with another man. And I don't need the chat to say it. I'm gonna say it. That's an ugly situation happening over there at Fred's house. You have somebody who's grieving. You have somebody who's hurt. Hey, man. I know the saying's corny. I know the saying's cheesy. Hurt people hurt people. Cliche, whatever you want to say. It's strange to me that the narrative went from Fred has these two houses to, I'm sorry, I'm coming home once the death certificate is here and we can drive it back, to I've moved in. But it was always I've moved in and I'll think about coming back. There has to be this control aspect. I think people have gotten this thing wrong from the beginning. I just said two things that are totally different. But what I said is, if it wasn't for Don Wells and the media and YouTubers, nobody would ever know half the things they did about Candus. But you'll have people say, oh, Don is controlling Candus. Don is, controlling her and watching. No, there's only one controlling person in this relationship. That I know. I think people have deep hurt and people want that baby girl found. Because I've seen the same thing said in the case with Sebastian Rogers and the stepfather, Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot. But if you want the truth of the matter, here goes. I'll put myself in it again. When I first started YouTube, I didn't love when Noelle would come on panel or say something in the background because I don't know what's going to fly out of her mouth, right? And it wasn't that I don't really care about what she was going to say, but I more so like doxing and more so like dropping addresses and more so like that type of thing. And then once I like schooled her to the rules and all this, then I'm like, I don't care what she says, right? But so was I controlling Noelle? No. But, I was just making sure she got it before she would, get me canceled, right? That's not controlling. There she goes. Now you listening. Yes, because because Noelle and her headstrong attitude, this time that I'm talking about, what was her thought process of me teaching her how to do this thing here? Oh, I'll just go on my channel and do it. I'll say whatever I want on my channel. Okay, Noelle. Okay. But just listen. Yeah, and she's good. She gets it now and she says whatever she wants and she's good. She doesn't slip. She's very good. But she was the first person who ever doxed us. Bad. Made up fake videos of us. Ended up telling us, we became cool. He's a mod of mine now. But long story short, they said the internet's not ready for Noelle. The internet's not ready for Noelle. And this is because we had to dox him back and do a lot of things back to him, as you could understand. But anyway, we're getting off topic. The point is, Noelle will tell you in comments. The point is, it's not that I was trying to control her or say this or say that. I just wanted things to be safe. Once it's safe, it's fine. I don't know what the thought process of Don Wells and Candus Wells on camera is, nor do I do Chris Proudfoot or Katie. But I think that with the media aspect of things, I don't know if I would say. Well, I guess I'll say this: it's comical for people to say that Don controls Candus. No, I definitely don't believe that. And we can see it right now, people. We can see it for right now. But I just want to read the chat and just give you an update because I have taken to this situation. I'll put it like this. It's freaked me out enough that now I want receipts. And we're going to get there. But what has to happen first is Noelle get with her panel of ladies and drop that live. You should do it tomorrow, Mama. Objection bullshit. Just joined your channel. Thank you so much. And by the way, Shauna, I don't know if you thank you. Objection bullshit. Very much. I appreciate you guys supporting. Shauna, I gave you a shout out at the beginning of this. And I saw this. Well, if you joined it, Shauna, you should get a thing like this. Yes, that is very true because what I had to order was not cheap. So if you guys, unfortunately I can't produce the receipts tonight, but hopefully the next live I'll have them. And it's just verification, and it's just I would like a little receipts on what we're going over. Again, this has nothing to do with summer. It's about behavior that can lead to a lot of things. That can lead to a lot of things. I just think this is weird. I've heard all types of stuff. She does get spicy. In my opinion, isn't that how she got the red car after dropping charges on FBI? I've never seen any actual receipts on this. I'm not saying that you can't have a conspiracy theory, but if what you're saying is Candus was working with the FBI to get charges dropped from Don or vice versa, I would not put any faith into that. There's no receipts on that. You'll see a lot of conspiracies about the both of them. And I've been very adamant about like debunking a lot of these theories because none of them make legally sense. There's a lot of receipts you can get out of the DD situation, and I'm working on it. This shit's not expensive. It's expensive, people. So my grift for tonight, my only grift for tonight is become a member. And if you want to support the research, please send Cash App at the bottom scroll. That's my only grift. Oh, I actually have that in the thing that screens at the bottom. Look, here is my only grift. Cash App, White Boy Radio. Become a member and support the channel. So I actually pre-have that written out. Since everyone's grifting, right? I ask people to become a member, man. If you wanna donate because I can't tell you what's going on, but what I can tell you is that I'm gonna follow up on it. I don't and the thing with Candus, back to her, I don't understand why she thinks trying to ruin a friendship with Don is I'm not gonna shut up. I think there's red flags, and I have to look at it. And I was talking to you during these red flags. I do not. Your behavior was weird. It was super weird. It was super weird, and you told a lot of lies. So I don't trust all that. I'm not going to blindly be like everything's okay, and I'm not saying that you killed anybody, but there's red flags, and I knew Dee Dee. Yes, this could be it. Is it that Don loves her so much he does what she says, or she's threatening him with? I don't think it's charges, but I think I don't think it's what charges should she threaten him with? I don't think it's that. Don loves her immensely, and I know that this period of time he was very hurt. I know because I was on the phone with him a lot, and so were a lot of other people. He's hurt. I mean, I don't know what to say if I just don't understand it. If I put hands on Noelle, right, or got into a drunken argument or whatever, okay, and she went to her friend's house, okay, and before anything happened was telling me it's over, I'm done. You know what a woman who's pissed off does? Stands on that. A woman who's pissed off don't play these text games with you. When they say it's over or done, oh shit. When a woman's fed up, then nothing you can do about it. Because that's the truth. When a woman hits that mark, forget about it. I don't understand these games. If you take off, then why? If you take off, and if you've been planning this, there's receipts on that she's been planning it for 2 weeks, okay, since before the fight, okay. So tell me how. Not specifically you, Misdemeanor, but anybody. Tell me how if she's planning something for 2 weeks and then leaves, she's over there established, woman already dies. Why is there still communication? And the communication is like this. Well, once we get that dangard, that darn it, I reckon the death certificate, when it comes, we're going to be swinging yonder. Or that was the only slight hint of I'm coming home. You know what else was I'm coming home? When he was live with me last. If White Boy don't take that video down, I'm not going to come home. Think about that. I was telling Don, you just need to break away. Like, for real, Don's a good-looking man. We know YouTubers want to suck him and fuck him all the time. Prayer Garden, regardless what she says, there's receipts on this. She wanted to move in. Cher tried to gobble the man up. Cher tried to gobble the man up. People, let me just, for the ones in the back, for the ones that don't know, I don't want you to think I'm saying a funny thing. Let's have a listen. Let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. So here goes Cher, who took the picture. Her hands are on the bed. Let me show them to you. Who took the picture? Her cuck husband, Mark. So tell me how doing this was for more information out of Don. I'm telling you, Don is a good-looking man. He can get these hoes, right? I can do a live any day of the week. Come on down. Who's dating Don? Contestant number 1. Where are you from? How old are you? And are you a kinky bitch or what? Give a 30-second statement of what you want to do to Donald and how far you'll take it. And it's really Ernie Shell. Hello, my name's Ernie Shell, and I brought my fluorescent pink dildo. I want to shove it all out of his asshole. As he says that I dress up like a female. Yes, I do. Well, we're about to get there and unpack all that. Hello, Miss Paula. I can't look at that disgusting picture of, it looks like, if I'm being honest, completely honest, a picture of when I was 12 and somebody snagged the picture of me in my boy shorts. But I just didn't have I just didn't have tattoos yet. Thank you, Miss Paula. How are you? Objection bullshit. Remember, Don has 7 alibis and Candus has none. Well, if you want to be completely honest, Don was at work. He had to come to that entire situation. So with people with the conspiracies against the Wells, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Just I need it to make sense. I don't, in my view, if anybody was to make those conspiracies, I'll tell you a conspiracy that I have that I guess doesn't look the best at one of them. But I'm going to tell you that it's nothing to do with Don because he's at work. I'll tell you guys at the end of this live. Remind me. I've never said this before, but I'll do it now. I try to make the conspiracy because I've been around them. I've been to their house. I know the house. I've been in the bedroom where Summer is. I know the whole property. I've flew drones looking for the little girl. I've hung posters up in Tennessee, in 2 different counties here in Florida. I've done a lot. I've gone to a missing person event for her. I've done a lot to try, okay? But if you want a theory, I'm going to stick to my main theory, and then I'll give you one other. But I'll do that at the end. For the money, white boy. What does that mean? This is true. He is Fabio. Katie, why are you doing is? I need more love bombing. Can I get some more love bombing, please? Can I get some more love bombing? This is not love bombing material. Just joking. It's a control thing. Absolutely. Anybody can see it. So, Kylie, I could see that. Yes, I could see that. But the thing is, Kylie's nail candy. But the thing is, if you're saying like about her coming home or whatnot, in my view, why does he care? It's hard. You know what I'm not even going to say it. Hey, Chunko. Yeah. Stay there. Hello. How old are you? 18. Okay. You heard me and you heard us talking about Don and Candus, right? When I was walking to the room earlier and I said something and you muttered something. And I said, "What'd you say, son?" And you repeated it. And I said, "Don't you always remember that? Because you don't even know what the hell's going on and you're dead on." You remember what you said?
Not completely, but it was something along the lines of he's a coward.
No.
Oh, no, I said completely.
So what you said is, I'll refresh your memory. What you said is, I was talking to Mom through the house loudly like we always do. And I said, she was explaining how she got the text from him saying that we're not allowed to talk to him. And I'm like, well, she's not even there. She's telling him she can't talk to certain people and she's not even there. She's in another state. I'm like, I don't even know why he's even talking to her. And then you said, hasn't she done things?
Hasn't she already done things past the point of, I guess, making up?
Say it louder.
Hasn't she already done things past the point of making up?
Say it louder. One more time.
Hasn't she already done things past the point of making up?
I would agree. Yes. That is a kid who's not in this chat. He probably trolls me, if anything. He doesn't watch my channel. I know he trolls me, actually. I've caught him. Took his phone. No, I didn't take his phone. And I don't know if he trolls me, but he trolls me. But anyway, he just said that. He's like half in the conversation, but I stopped and I'm like, yes, she has. And don't you ever forget that, because all this is going to happen to you one day. And, if you didn't hear him, he said, why would she talk to him? Hasn't she done things that are past forgiveness? 17-year-old kid. He's right about that. Read my chat, Chunk. Read my chat. People have some comments for you. You can call him Chunk. Like this. Smart boy. You got some comments there, bud. He's right. Such a good kid. But bingo, Chunk. Read it. You reading it? I don't know, man. I don't know what they have on each other, what they don't have on each other. I honestly don't think there's nothing like that going on. I just think this is a control situation. I think people might be overlooking this. Do I know if they have anything? No, I don't know that. But what I do know is I know the sound of that hill. I've been up there. It's lonely. It literally is on a ley line. It's on a ley line, which is weird in itself. If you don't, one in the chat, if we know what a ley line is, you might have to take this one, Sayla. One day, see, there's so many things. By Candus saying that Don can't talk to me, there's people who I have. She has no idea how. I'm not going to stop talking. I got freaked out when I was on that hill. I got freaked out one day and I called Sayla. Can show receipts on that. Because we called Sayla. Because she's very knowledgeable about ley lines.
You do it at a different time?
Talking about when we were on Ben Hill.
No, I was just wondering if there was another time.
Oh, no. So you guys know about them. Well, there's a couple no's. So anybody can do this. No, that's fine. A ley line is like so a ley line is, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, when you go to church, best way I can explain this is this. When you go to Catholic church, you know that feeling you get when you walk into the church. Almost like a, ooh.
Any church.
A ley line, when people build properties on ley line, and listen, all you have to do is go to Google Earth and zoom in Ben Hill Road. There's like 1 million churches around Ben Hill, Beach Creek, 1 million. Do the research. I promise you, I've driven past them all. People build properties around these ley lines because of the feeling it gives you. When you go to that Catholic church or any church, whatever your forte is, when you go into that church, you want that peaceful feeling. However, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, if a ley lines, because it's a house of worship, but on a personal, if someone builds on a ley line and they don't have the right reason, if their relationship, I don't want to put God too much. I believe in God, but I don't know what everyone else believes. So it's kind of like, if you were greedy,
Let Sayla help you.
Sayla, come on here. I'm dropping a link for you. So you can, I want you to explain what,
I would, but I'm stuffing my face.
what is a ley line. I want you to explain what is a ley line and the feeling you get when you walk into a church that's on a ley line, and some feelings people get when they walk into places that are on a ley line that aren't a sacrificial entity, that aren't a church, a house of worship. Okay. And then I'm gonna get into this next subject, but
what can the wrong people do with the power of a ley line?
And this is a good topic. People, I should pull it up on Google Earth, but I want to get into this other. I want to switch topic up. I just wanted to tell you guys that I've been blocked. I haven't been blocked. She reached out and she doesn't want me talking to Don, and that's fine. I'm not going to stop talking about this. I'm not going to. And I don't care. I just don't care. I've started to order some receipts, and I'm going to get the bottom of it. I think this situation can show us behavior, can show us a lot of things, and that's only why I'm not going to give up on it. I could be completely wrong in the whole thing, and it's just the price that I'll have to take. Okay, but at least I'm doing it in a truthful manner. Okay, you coming up? Why I want her to jump on here is people don't know. Where's your screen name at?